Behind My Smile Stories presents Andrea, survivor of childhood trauma, depression, sexual abuse, and domestic violence. Hi, my name is Andrea. I am 28 years old. I was born in Honduras and I came to the United States with my mom when I was 7 years old. My dad was already here in NJ, and so he wanted all of us to be together. So he paid a coyote to bring my mom and I here illegally and cross the border. When I arrived, I didn't speak much English. I went to a private school in Honduras where I took ESL and I knew the basics when I came here. I was supposed to be in second grade, but they put me back to first grade since I didn't speak much English and I got bullied for it. That's not what my story is about. My story starts on September 2001 when I first saw my dad hit my mom because she confronted him of cheating. I was 8 years old, and at this time, I continued to see my dad hit my mom throughout the years. Whenever I got anything below an 80 on my grades, I would get yelled at and told I was stupid for not keeping an 80 or above. And when I was 9 years old, my dad smacked me in the face for the first time. I asked if he can help me with my math problem and he said yes, and when I didn't get it right, he smacked me across the face. My mom told me it was her right and to just try to get the right answer. The abuse got worse and worse as time went on. I would get bruised lips and hand marks on my face and arms. I would flinch at the slightest lifting of anyone's hand, even if it wasn't towards me. My dad was strict with everything. From what I ate, to the amount I ate, to what I wore, who my friends were, what music I listened to, what shows I watched, where I went, and any object I owned that my mom just said that they do it because it's just what's best for me. I was never allowed to have my friends over. I couldn't go to friends' houses. I couldn't go to the movies or the malls unless it was with my parents. I couldn't wear tank tops, shorts above the knee, or bathing suits. All while this is happening, I was growing up and going through puberty. If I lashed out at my dad, he would hit me and scream at me for things I did as a young girl or sometimes just out of frustration because he had a rough day at work. If he came home, I had to run up to him and kiss him and say hello. If I didn't, I would get hit because it was disrespectful of me not to run up to my father and greet him with a hug and a kiss. Even though I hated him already for the way he treated me and my mom. Oh, and my parents were religious too, like very Christian. When I was 12 years old, I was in my room one day, and a family member came up to my room while my parents ran to a store because my mom was pregnant with my little sister and they needed a couple of things to prepare for the new baby. And this family member asked me a couple of things like, do you kiss? Do your parents know you kiss? And I was just sitting there watching TV in my room trying to block this person out. And this person said, today you'll know. And did things to me that I'm not yet prepared to fully talk about. But I told my parents when they came home and their response was, are you sure? Now, this person was not a U.S. citizen, so my parents told me that I had to understand that this person could get deported if I said such things. And they chose to protect this person instead of their own daughter. At one point, they insinuated that I was making things up for attention because of the new baby coming. And so I stopped talking about it because I didn't want to be called a liar. While going through puberty, my parents never really had the talk with me. They never sat down and talked to me about finances or important things that we need to know as young adults and as grown-ups. And they don't really teach you or prepare you with the important things in school either. So it's kind of up to us to learn on our own, either by looking things up or learning through negative experiences. My family and I were involved with DIFAS from 9 years old until I turned 18 years old. My dad would have to attend court-mandated anger management classes, and we had a DIFAS counselor come to our house every Tuesday evening to look around and make sure all was okay. I was never sent to therapy or anything like that. They believed my dad just needed the classes. I felt alone and just very lonely growing up. I see how my childhood and adolescence affects the way I am now as an adult and how it affects my friendships and relationships and overall everyday living. I struggle so much now, and especially recently. I feel like I need a gentle and kind and lots of love that I don't think I'll ever get. I go above and beyond for the people I love and care about, and most times it doesn't feel like it's reciprocated, but they go above and beyond for other people, but not for me. And it makes me sad. It makes me feel like I'm not worthy of love or the same treatment I give to others, and it's exhausting. It makes me want to give up on everything. There's honestly so much more I can talk about, but there's not enough space. I am now 29 years old, married with 2 beautiful daughters, and I am working on healing, forgiving, and breaking generational trauma. I would never ever do any of what my parents did. I understand that they too have their own trauma, and that's what led them to parenting the way they did. I'm teaching my daughters about self-love and validating their feelings and learning how to process what they feel, all while healing myself and teaching myself the same things I'm teaching them. And it is so fucking hard. Like I said, right now, this month of June just feels so hard. I felt hopeless, worthless so many times this month, and especially in this week, like I just want to give up. I'm also trying to lose weight, which has been a struggle since 2016. I struggle with my body and how I see myself. I've come to the realization that I really need to get professional help and make time for myself. This is my story. There's lots more I could talk about, but would be here for days. It's okay to ask for help. Unlearning all the trauma and healing and forgiving is a long journey and long process that requires lots of patience. The journey ahead for me is not a straight line, and I'm learning to embrace and enjoy every part of my journey. I hope that my story helps someone some way, somehow. Be gentle with yourself, love yourself, be kind to yourself through the journey. Your younger self is so proud of you. I'm proud of you. I honestly don't know how to end this, so I'll leave it here. I wanted to be more inspiring when ending it, but I don't know how to be. Anyway, thank you for reading, listening. I love you.